Hello, Big Team. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and I want to first welcome my new subscribers. I have had quite a few new subscribers over the past couple of months, and I welcome you and I thank you for subscribing. I hope that you will find something here that you will enjoy watching and that we will have some book reading tastes in common. And I hope that you will stay tuned for future videos. Meanwhile, feel free to watch any of my old videos that you think sound interesting. And I love to get comments on any videos. It doesn't matter if it's 5 years old or 2 days old. Please comment if there's anything about anything I said or talked about that you want to chat about. So this week is sort of a very late Friday Reads, or this video, because I said at the beginning of August that I wanted to do a Friday Reads video every Friday in August and give you an update on the summer fling and everything that I was reading. Not every Friday do I always get a Friday Reads video done. It depends on the month and what I'm doing, but usually if I'm in the middle of a month-long readathon, I like to try to do a Friday Reads, but I didn't get that done, and here's why. On Friday, we were getting a new dog, so I'll have to show you Louie in an upcoming video. He is Katie's dog. She's been campaigning very hard lately to get a new dog, and she has also been very responsible getting her online schoolwork done and things like that, and disciplining herself and just, you know, getting more mature. So even though we already had a family dog, we have Bob, we thought that it was okay to go ahead and get another dog. So Bob is a Catahoula, and she happened to pick another Catahoula. So Louie and Bob get along great together, and it's just been a lot of fun over this weekend to watch them get acquainted and just help Louie get assimilated into the household. He's only about a year old, so he's still a little puppyish, but he's really adorable. So I'll show you him in future videos. And then on Saturday, I had a book sale to go to. Not a library book sale, but the closest used bookstore to me was having a BOGO sale. So probably my next couple of videos will be book haul videos. Not only did I get some books at the used bookstore, I have picked up a few books here and there at random places. Little Free Library, I don't even remember where else. Thrift stores, I think I've gotten a couple. So there'll be some videos coming up, especially a romance book haul. I got several vintage romances yesterday at the used bookstore. So while we're still doing the Summer Fling Readathon, and especially if some of you have subscribed to my channel because of Summer Fling, I want to be sure and give you a little bit more romance-related content for this month. And so now, though, let's get to what I have been reading for this past week. So I finished 5 books during the week, and then another one yesterday on Sunday afternoon. 4 of the 6 books that I have finished since my last update were books that had some kind of romance in them that you could consider and call them romances. Maybe not the main theme of all of them, but mostly. I think they could definitely be considered romances. I did not enjoy most of them, but anyway, you'll understand why in a little bit. So the first one that I want to tell you about, I did enjoy, and I don't have a physical copy of it, although I thought I did when I first decided to read it, and it's a Sarah Dessen book, and I literally have 5 Sarah Dessen books. I used to have 6, and the most recent one that I finished prior to this one was one I didn't care for, and so I turned that one into the used bookstore. That was called This Lullaby. So anyway, the only one of these I've read is The Truth About Forever, which I did enjoy. So I'm kind of 50-50, you know, going into this Sarah Dessen book. The one I listened to is called Just Listen, and it was also, I already had it on my wish list on Overdrive, and then Jen from the Book Refuge, who is also one of the Summer Fling hosts, she mentioned it for Sweet and Clean for her recommendations for the Summer Fling. Now, Jen and I have very differing reading tastes. I generally read all sweet and clean, and she generally reads all very hot and spicy. So for her to say that, you know, one was sweet and clean, I was like, is it completely? No, I'm just kidding, Jen. No, I knew it's a YA book, so it should be fairly clean. Should being the key word, because I've got a couple other books that are marketed for teens that should not be marketed for teens. But anyway, the book Just Listen, I did enjoy. The it was basically very clean. There might have been a couple of swear words, and there was teenage drinking, which I don't like to see. And I have seen that, I think, now in all of the Sarah Dessen books that I've read. And I know it happens, but I don't like to see it happen so casually. I just, that's just the mother in me coming out. But I didn't drink as a teen. I still don't drink. So, that's just me not drinking. But I still don't like to see underage kids drinking. So, but in that case, it sort of fit with the story. It made sense because of the other things that were happening. And so, it is what it is. That I did enjoy. The ones I didn't enjoy that are marketed for teens, these right here. I did enjoy the first book, A Court of Thorns and Roses, even though it was a little bit problematic. The second book, I did a whole video on several years ago, and I said, my problem with A Court of Mist and Fury is that it should not be marketed to teens. It's so erotic. Is this upside down? It is upside down. There we go. Anyway, so this is book 3. Also, just very erotic. And basically, I got 3 things out of this book. It's about politics, war, and sex. That's what this is about. And then this novella, 3.1, the war's over, so it's a peaceful time, but this is about them celebrating solstice, and Feyre has gotten back into painting, and there's more sex. So that's pretty much what I got out of that. And, I'm probably done with the series. These just, they should not be marketed to teens. These are by Bloomsbury Children's Publishers. Do they understand what children should be reading? It isn't this. If children are reading these, they're growing up way too fast. And that's my opinion, but my goodness. Whew. Okay. Then the other one I read was also very steamy, but not a bad story. It was on audio on the Audible Escape package. I believe the series is called Finding Home or Trinity Falls. The first book was Trinity Falls, and this was the 4th book called Mystic Lake. It's either Mystic Lake or Mystic Park. I keep forgetting which is which. It's by Regina Hart, and the reason I skipped from 1 to 4 is because book 2 and 3 are not on Audible Escape, and I can't even see that they're on Audible, and my library doesn't have them, so I just skipped on over. I wanted to go ahead and pick up a book by an author that I was somewhat familiar with, and she is an author of color, so I needed to read something for that prompt for the summer fling. And the story is decent. It is about a man who's the music teacher at the local high school, and he has written a musical, and they're producing it. So that's the catalyst that sort of carries the story through. But it's about various people in the town of Trinity Falls, and their kind of angst over whether they want to live in a small town or a big city. Several of them move to the big city and then they come back and they're trying to decide because, they're in relationships and maybe half the couple wants to move to the big city and the other half wants to stay there. And, it's just all of that, the drama that goes along with that. So there are some relationships and definitely some romances, but very steamy. So if you're looking to me for clean, steam-free books, that's not one of them. Check out my video that I did recommending clean romances, and this one would not be one of them that I am telling you about right now. But it did meet that prompt, and I am reading a clean Christian romance that is by an author of color. This was going to be used for that prompt, but I think I'm going to move this one to the big city life prompt, and that way I can cover both of those prompts. And this is Right Package, Wrong Baggage by Wanda B. Campbell. I'm enjoying this, but it's moving kind of slow. So I decided to put it down this week. I didn't read any more of it this week. And I had all my other print books that I kind of want to get read this month. I'm not going to get them all done. And then I thought, I will just do a try a chapter kind of thing with these 5 books. And so I got started with this one, and I just kept reading this one because it's really cute. I'll tell you more about it later, but it's super cute. It's called Glory by Lori Copeland, and it's part of the Mail Order Bride series. Then these others, I think I still want to at least pick up and read a chapter of each of these, although this is really the one that I need to read the quickest. The author sent this to me, Boop and Eve's Road Trip by Mary Helen Sheriff, and I'm going to use this for the road trip prompt, and this just looks super cute. The others that I want to get to, even if I don't get them done this month, I'm still going to read them and count them for the summer fling. Bound by Duty by Valerie Hansen is my category romance. And then for old school historical, I want to read one of the books out of this bind up called A Girl to Come Home To by Grace Livingston Hill. Then I've got this book I got to get read at some point. My sister read it already and loved it. We were supposed to buddy read it in July. She got it read super fast before I could even get it started. And I got to get this done. This is Refining Emma by Delia Parr. It's book 2 in the Candlewood trilogy. So a couple of other books I'm also currently reading. I started rereading Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, book 2 in the Lunar Chronicles. I'm enjoying that. And then I'm doing my second buddy read of the month with Mandy Garrett. And you should check out Mandy's channel. She just announced her second annual Mandyathon, which is a fun readathon using the words in her name. And her and the legendary reader are hosting that. And she just went ahead and announced the prompts, even though the readathon's not until October. So then, Mandy and I are buddy reading this one. It's Arrowpoint by Suzanne Ellison. And this has a Native American theme. So we're counting this for the Summer Fling prompt of diversity. And then, unrelated to Summer Fling, my nonfiction that I'm reading right now is the Book of Everglades. The Book of the Everglades, edited by Susan Cerulean. It's a compilation of essays by a lot of authors who are either environmentalists mostly, or Floridians, or people that have just written things about the Everglades. So it's very interesting. I've also got a couple of other nonfictions that I'm reading just a little bit along. One of those I'll have finished by the end of the month as well. That is part of my devotional reading. That I think is everything. Oh, I told you that I finished 6 books, and then I only told you about the 4 romances. The other 2 were middle grade books. 2 Sunshine State books, and one was called The Bridge Home. The last name of the author is Venkatraman. I did not look up her first name. It starts with a P. That was good. A little depressing, but still a good story about 2 kids who are homeless, living under a bridge. And then the other one was fantastic. Oh my goodness. It's by Dan Gemeinhart. And I think some of you guys read it during middle grade March, because as I was going through I was scrolling through Goodreads and typing up my little review. I don't really consider myself a reviewer, but I usually type at least something about most books that I read. But this book was fantastic. It is The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Gemeinhart. And so amazing. So good. Really, really great. So far, I think that's my favorite of the 12 Sunshine State books that I've read so far. So now I have read all of the ones that I could get on audio, and I've got 3 left in the list of 15, and I'm planning to get at least 2 or all 3 of those read in September, and then I'll be able to do a wrap-up of the whole Sunshine State list for this school year. So I'm ahead of the game. I mean, I did not finish last year's list until, I guess, March. So, anyway, I'm excited. I was able to find a lot more of them on audio this time, and that was exciting. That is about all I can think of. If I have missed anything, I will pick it up next Friday. If I don't do another Friday Reads next Friday, I'll just do a end of the month wrap up. But I might try to go ahead and at least do a Friday Reads so that my end of the month wrap up is not so time consuming. But we shall see. Meanwhile, I've got some book hauls coming, and maybe a couple of other things. I don't know. We'll see. So that's all for this video. I hope you are having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.